Hello and welcome to another episode of Jacob's House of Rock. And in this episode, I'll be doing another part in my series about the Chickenbacker copy Rickenbacker 4003 bass. So if you've been following my series, you know that I've been modding this thing to be as close to a genuine Rickenbacker as I can and all that stuff. And in my last video, I promised that my next video would be about doing the fretwork and all that sort of stuff, but I've decided to do a quick video about a topic which I sort of briefly addressed in my initial review of this thing, but since I've been talking to a lot of people in the comments in that video, and reading stuff on forums and in Facebook chats and all that sort of stuff, it got me thinking that I should do a little just think piece about the idea of counterfeit instruments to begin with. So in my first video, I basically said, yes, I know it has the Rickenbacker logo on it and that it's a fake, but I don't care. I like having the logo on it. And nobody was really hostile or anything, but just like, I do know that there are some people out there who find a big issue with that, and a lot of you people are very sensible, and you were just like, it's if you're not selling the thing or trying to pass it off as a real thing to anybody, then who cares? And I basically side with that. And my sort of thinking about the whole Chinese instrument thing and all that is, for one, I'm not nationalistic, so nor am I American, which is a lot of these companies that have this like brutal, like very hardcore fan bases, and people who support them tend to be American, and they're all like support American labor and all that. But for one, I live in Australia, and we don't have any major guitar manufacturers that I'm aware of. Probably some small boutique ones, of course, but every country has those. Second is that, since I'm not nationalistic, I don't really believe in supporting that if you're supporting a Chinese company, it's necessarily any worse than you're supporting an American company or a local company or whatever, because somewhere down the line you're supporting people, and to me, people are people. Just something to think about, basically. But another thing is that I am very strongly am against passing off fakes as the real thing. That I find absolutely appalling, and I strongly go against recommending anyone do that. Like, yeah, it's not cool. Like, it's become quite popular for people to, modify Squires, and what also got me thinking about this was I am modifying a Squire Stratocaster, and I've been really tempted to like just change the logo on it to a Fender just to give it that classic look. But a part of me is thinking like, I like Squires for what they are. They put out good guitars. I shouldn't feel the need to change it to the Fender logo, even though aesthetically I think I kind of prefer the Fender one. But so it kind of really got me thinking about this stuff, and I've been wanting to hear what you guys think. So like I said in my original video, I'm gonna keep my Fender logo on here. If anyone does ask, I will be very open about saying that this is a heavily modified Chinese copy bass. And another thing which makes me feel a bit more comfortable about having the Rickenbacker logo on it and calling this thing a Rickenbacker, even though I usually call it, a Chinese copy bass or a Chickenbacker, but sometimes a slip of the tongue, I do call it a Rickenbacker, and for short, that's what I call it. And I feel comfortable with that because I have modified this thing to basically be as close as I possibly can get it to a Rickenbacker. It's got the Rickenbacker pickups and Rickenbacker style wiring. I changed the string spacing and just generally put a lot of my own effort into making this what I want it to be. And a lot of people, there are guitarists out there who play like Strats, and they like call them like, oh, I play a 52 or something like that. but they like say that because of the pickups that are in them more so than the actual body or the year the whole body was made. It's kind of the sound is derived from the specific pickups, and that's another thing that I could bring up. But ultimately, I think we as musicians are not responsible for making a company survive and work and function and earn money. A company is not like your friend. They may have friendly people in them and try to be nice to you and all of that, but essentially what a company is a machine to make money. And the problem is musicians generally do not have a lot of disposable money. They have to support themselves, their art, their families, their everything. If they're supporting companies just because that's like considered the thing to do, when they could just as easily for a lot less get what they want out of an instrument by buying from China, then I see nothing wrong with that. It's up to the companies to make sure that they are making their own profits, because that's their business. For a musician, they shouldn't have prejudice sort of holding them against buying from a fake guitar from China. If not to mention that just competition means better products for the people who are buying. Like, you just sort of by not wanting to get those instruments for the reason that you're trying to support the main company, like, that's your business and that's all fine. I'm not against that. It's just, if there are people who are genuinely struggling in other ways, but their families, like, they're struggling, and yet they're going out and making sure they're trying to buy like an official Gibson or an official Fender or an official Rickenbacker, and then spending hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars on these things, oftentimes thousands of dollars. But really, they would have been satisfied with an instrument from China just with that logo. If there wasn't all this sort of prejudice against that, then I think that would probably be the better deal. It's not to say that if you're getting an instrument from, like, if you're getting the instrument for the quality, then yeah, I recommend making sure you go to the official company and get that instrument. But if you're able to bring if it just suits you more to have that low quality Chinese instrument, or if you find a quality one, then just go for it. There shouldn't be nothing stopping you. Anyway, this video has been a bit of a ramble, and I could express myself a lot better if I'd have thought about this a bit more clearly before starting, but I feel like I conveyed my point somewhat well. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts and opinions on this. What do you think of counterfeit instruments, or are you just totally against them and you have to support your local manufacturers and all that? And yeah, it's just a topic that could have a lot of interesting opinions from various different people in various different places. So don't hesitate to use the comments to the best of their abilities. Share some really good opinions, share some really bad ones, start a flame war, don't, whatever you guys want. That's what the comment section is for. So yeah, for now, over and out. Keep on rocking. Peace out.